I researched some things, and I used the Kingsley Centennial book and talked to a few people, and I about the history of golf. You know, this is always, golf is very popular today, and not everybody knows where it all started here locally. And when guys came back from the First World War, now you don't even know, what year was First World War? I don't know exactly either. I'm thinking in the late 1918, something like that. So they came back and they had experienced golf and enjoyed it. And they said, you know, we ought to get some golf around here. So somebody owned some land out north of town. Go past the cemetery along the West Fork there. Lindgren's rent that pasture now. And I think the Phelps family owns it. And as I recall from reading this, that's where they laid out the first golf course. And what they did is they would just take a mower that a farmer would mow hay with, and go out there and clip the grass off. So you know, even the I guess the term in golfing, in the rough, I think their whole layout was in the rough. But more guys got involved and they kind of liked it, and it was a good thing, you know. And so they started west of town on the hillside, downhill from two homes that you could use as landmarks, Nancy Ball's home and Scott and Laura Phelps's home. On that hillside was an old golf course. It ceased to exist about the time I came to town. Now, it's not my fault. I had nothing to do with it. Through a natural progression, a local entrepreneur, a guy named Guy Ledgerwood, farmed where the golf course presently is, where Brookside is. That was a farm. And he made a golf course out of it. And when I got here in the fall of '65, that was the first summer that they had played on that. And as you'd go out to golf on it, on the fairways, there would be pieces of cornstalk from the year before. They had disced it up as good as they could and seeded it and had a nice grass coming. But there were cornstalks out there, little pieces of them yet. And so the new golf course got started and has progressed nicely. Of course, how many trees were there? Since there was crop growing the year before, 0. And they started planting a few trees, and over the years more have been planted. Now we have this beautiful golf course. But let's go back to the hillside below Ball's and Phelps's house. And that was where the first golf course was, a 9-hole golf course. And they built it themselves, and they pulled scrapers behind their cars. You know, that was before there was Boley Construction or anybody had a Caterpillar or anything. So here are these guys up there, weekends, Sundays, nighttime, after work. They're up there pulling slip scrapers behind Model A Fords and a lot of shovels, and they made this golf course. There was a world record set, and I don't know if Guinness was in business at that time. It was the old Kingsley Golf Course that a world's record was set. According to the Kingsley Centennial book, it was on this course that a foursome of Kingsley golfers established what was determined at the time to be a world record for the number of holes played in a day. It was June 17th, 1928. Pete Knudsen, Jim Bolton, Dr. Joseph Sharp, and Ralph Rippey played 112 holes in one day. beating the old record of 99 holes by a considerable margin. They started at daybreak and played in regular manners and stopped when they could no longer follow the progress of the ball. In other words, till it got dark. They started as soon as it got light and played all day. You can imagine the grueling grind must have been. Now this golf course was uphill, downhill. I mean, it wasn't like playing a modern one. That was a very vertically challenging golf course. And so anyway, Knutson shot 586, Sharp 584, Bolton 602, and Rippey 552 for the 112 holes. And it might challenge us today to cover 112 holes. I don't know, 5-10 years now, it was more than 5 because I've been out of school, retired for more than that. Probably 7 or 8 years ago, I had a group of middle school scholars all pumped up to try this, and I suggested that they start, in June, about during the solstice, so you had the longest day of the year. And as soon as they could see in the morning to start golfing, they were going to do it. And I said, well, you guys got to get in shape now. You can't just go out there. You'll be in the clubhouse by 10. You got to get in shape for this, and you could really do this. Well, to their credit, it's a little tougher to do than you think because, there are other people. The golf course is a busy place, and there were events planned and tournaments and things, and they didn't want a bunch of snot-nosed kids tying up the thing all day. But I would think that would be a good thing to challenge and to reestablish the world's record right back where it used to be in 1928 in Kingsley. So that's my golf story.